share this message with y'all. I feel like it's somebody out here, or maybe it's just a bunch of people out here that need to hear this. And it was like, you thought you was special.
What up, though? Boss of all bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make it go up, hit me right now.
The beef between 50 Cent and Big Meech is officially on. Snitch accusations, corrupt federal officers, charges.
Well, 50 Cent is celebrating the W after Rick Ross announced that the Big Meech concert he had been heavily promoting is canceled. Now, Ross did not give a reason as to why the concert was suddenly canceled out of the blue, but 50 made a post suggesting that the reason is because other BMF members are coming out to expose Big Meech.
It's the real Lil Meech. I need everybody to stop and support my dog. He got his new brand, Mogul. Killing shit, yeah. Yeah, that's like... Yeah.
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met. You know, everything he tells me, he stands on it. You know, and that's important in life, loyalty and morals, and actually meaning what you say.
I love that.
And ever since I've known him, he's always meant what he said.
Hell yeah.
Shout out 50 Cent.
Y'all know that old saying about apples not falling far from their trees? Well, honey, 50 Cent's son, Marquis Jackson, just proved it in the most dramatic way possible. This boy literally threw himself right into the middle of this explosive situation between Lil Meech, Big Meech, and his daddy. And let me tell you, he is having an absolute field day trolling them. But here's the tea. 50 Cent is absolutely furious about this whole situation. Word on the street is that he straight up warned his son to back off unless he wanted to get caught in this messy crossfire.
I don't think the relationship works. Look, for a long time, telling me I went running behind him. I went places that he went, and he left.
He believes that, from his perspective, he thinks I'm entitled when that's not the case. Like, it's never been about the money for me. It's more so the relationship, and for me personally, like it's more so for the relationship, more than the money to me. Because if it's about the money, then I'm willing to put it up to make at least make the situation a little bit better if possible.
Meanwhile, poor Lil Meech is desperately sliding into 50's DMs trying to convince him that his father isn't a rat. But honestly, darling, every single update in this drama just gets more and more outrageous. I mean, can you believe 50 Cent is actually threatening his own flesh and blood over some beef with other people? And Lil Meech? Bless his heart, does he really think begging is going to make 50 change his mind? Let's dive into this piping hot mess.
It's the real Lil Meech. I need everybody to stop and support my dog. He got his new brand, Mogul. Killing shit, yeah. Yeah, that's like...
You thought you was special. You really thought you was special. Who told you you was special?
50 don't do nothing but tear down black man. Look at it. He's nothing giving. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv Gotti, Ja Rule. Yeah. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive, do nothing positive. He's a culture vulture.
A bully.
Don't be walking around with this shit by yourself.
I'm walking around with you. I'm only walking around with you with that motherfucker on. If I ain't with you, I don't want it.
This shit come with the Draco. This shit come with the Draco. Come with the Draco. Still, this shit come with the Draco.
I got a text from some very credible dudes who said they pressed 50 to take down all the Big Meech posts, right? Once again, I got the text, I read it out loud, I was on...
I don't even know if a sit down can actually restore the situation. It's just more so it's an olive branch. Like, if you up for it, I'm up for it.
Listen up, because this tea is scalding. This beef between 50 Cent and Big Meech isn't just your regular internet drama anymore. It's turned into a full-blown family saga. Their sons are now caught up in this mess, and what started as a little back and forth has exploded into a multi-generational family feud. But here's the gag. 50 Cent and Big Meech used to be thick as thieves. Not just friends, honey, but actual business partners. But you know how it goes when money gets involved? Friendships tend to crumble faster than a cookie in hot milk.
What's up, y'all? I woke up today and I had this overwhelming thought in my head, and I think like something is telling me to to tell y'all or share this message with y'all. So I feel like it's somebody out here, or maybe it's just a bunch of people out here that need to hear this. And it was like, you thought you were special. You really thought you were special. Who told you you were special? You thought you were special.
Now let me spill the real tea about how this whole disaster started. Big Meech, fresh out of prison after serving almost 20 years, decided to link up with Rick Ross for a welcome home concert planned for February 13th, 2025. But child, let me tell you about Big Meech's past. This man wasn't just any ordinary criminal. He was running one of the most dangerous and biggest crime organizations in the US. Together with his brother Terry, Southwest T. Lenoir, they built the Black Mafia family, BMF empire that had its fingers in everything from drugs to money laundering, operating from the 1980s right into the early 2000s. They even dipped their toes into the music industry. But in 2005, everything came crashing down when the DEA and FBI raided multiple BMF safe houses, seizing millions in cash and guns. Soon after, Big Meech, Southwest T, and other top members found themselves in handcuffs. The brothers faced serious charges. We're talking substance exploitation, money laundering, and conspiracy. By 2008, after a messy trial, both brothers got slapped with 30-year sentences. At their peak, they were rolling in money. We're talking $270 million. But by the time they got locked up, most of that cash had vanished into thin air, spent on legal fees and supporting Meech's family. So when Meech got out, he didn't waste a single second before teaming up with Rick Ross for that welcome home concert, trying to make some quick money while waiting for his BMF series earnings.
But it's not. When Big Meech appeared in a video with 50 Cent's longtime rival Rick Ross, the internet knew 50 wouldn't hesitate to respond.
Well, 50 Cent is celebrating the W after Rick Ross announced that the Big Meech concert he had been heavily promoting is canceled. Now, Ross did not give a reason as to why the concert was suddenly canceled out of the blue, but 50 made a post suggesting that the reason is because other BMF members are to expose Big Meech.
Now, darlings, if you're not up to speed, let me catch you up real quick. BMF isn't just some real-life crime saga. It's now a hit TV series based on Big Meech's wild story. And get this, his own son, Demetrius Flenner Jr., aka Lil Meech, plays him on the show. The talented Haitian-American actor Da Vinci portrays his brother, Southwest T.
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met. You know, everything he tells me, he stands on it. You know, and that's important in life, loyalty and morals, and actually meaning what you say.
I love that.
And ever since I've known him, he's always meant what he says.
Hell yeah.
Shout out 50 Cent.
Well, 50 Cent is making sure Lil Meech lands on his feet. After warning fans that he would cancel the BMF series, 50 is now working behind the scenes to get Lil Meech casted on Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta. Yeah, man, 50 is in go mode, and he's trying to do the BMF crew the same way he did Ja Rule.
And guess who's the mastermind behind this whole production? None other than 50 Cent himself. His production company, G-Unit Films, is running the show alongside Tammy Cowens, the woman Big Meech sold his life rights to. Now, the contract details are shrouded in mystery, but word on the street is that Big Meech gets a slice of those sweet, sweet profits. But here's the kicker. The next season hasn't even been announced yet, which means poor Big Meech isn't seeing a dime anytime soon.
What up, though? Boss of all bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make it go up, hit me right now.
That's where Rick Ross enters the picture. And honey, this is where things get juicy. The collaboration made perfect sense for Big Meech, but 50 Cent, oh, he was seeing red. Why? Because Rick Ross used to be a correctional officer. And if there's one thing 50 Cent can't stand, it's a former CO. In 50's eyes, Ross is still that same Officer Ricky from back in the day. And watching Big Meech cozy up to him, child 50 wasn't having it. When 50 Cent caught wind of Big Meech hanging around Rick Ross, he went straight to Instagram and dropped a bomb, calling Big Meech a rat. He made it crystal clear where he stood, posting that Big Meech's biggest mistake was not keeping his ties with Tammy Cowens, hinting that her tell-all documentary would expose everything. And honey, he didn't stop there. He followed up with another post sharing an image that read, "The truth and nothing but the truth. BMF, who is Tammy Cowens?"
50 don't do nothing but tear down black men. Look at it. He's nothing giving. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv, Gotti, Ja Rule. Yeah. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive, do nothing positive. He's a culture vulture.
A bully.
For one, this is a business relationship, right? They don't write stories and series on nobodies. Right, so BMF is BMF, but not because of 50, it's because of Big Meech, right? That's his story, that's his life, right? So I don't think 50 doing them no favors. They both profited, right? It ain't just like it was a one-sided deal. We both make money together, right? That don't mean I owe you no loyalty. That don't mean I can't go get money elsewhere, right? If more money get presented to me, right, I'm gonna go get me a bag. I just did 20 years in prison. Yeah. Right? I'm not finna let nobody stop no bags come in because of y'all beef, bro.
Don't be walking around with this shit by yourself.
I'm walking around with you. I'm only walking around with you with that motherfucker on. If I ain't with you, I don't want it.
This shit come with the Draco. This shit come with the Draco. Come with the Draco. Still, this shit come with the Draco.
Yeah. Think about it though, Fire. How I feel?
This shit feel good. Wait, get the strap.
But wait, there's more. 50 kept stirring the pot, saying this documentary was going to blow people's minds because the facts are stranger than fiction. At this point, everyone was confused and dying to know, who exactly is this Tammy Cowens, and what kind of secrets was 50 Cent talking about? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because this is where things get really messy. It all comes back to Big Meech's prison sentence. As we all know, he was supposed to serve 30 years, but what had everyone's tongues wagging was how he managed to get out way earlier than expected. That's when the whispers started. Some claimed Big Meech had cut a deal with the feds, allegedly snitching on someone else to secure his early release. According to those in the know, it was Tammy Cowens who helped broker that deal. The story goes that Big Meech had to give the feds something big, and apparently he chose his longtime friend and business partner, St. Louis substance kingpin Dion Cuffy Gatling. But here's the heartbreaking part. Big Meech and Cuffy weren't just business associates, they were like family. Big Meech was practically an uncle to Cuffy's daughter, Tamara Gatling. If these rumors were true, it meant he turned on someone who was basically blood.
Tamara Gatling, I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle. Like, this situation has been completely devastating on so many different levels, and there's still so many questions that aren't answered. At this point, I can only shed light on what I know for sure to be facts, and hopefully one day I will have the complete truth.
Just when everyone thought these were just rumors, Tamara Gatling herself stepped forward and confirmed what everyone had been whispering about. She revealed that Big Meech had indeed set up Cuffy. According to her, when the family found out, they were absolutely devastated. Her father felt completely betrayed by someone he considered family. But hold on to your seats, because here's the shocking twist. She claimed Big Meech didn't do this alone. He allegedly had help from none other than federal informant Tammy Cowens.
But in 2011, around that time, Meech reached out to my dad in regards to creating a BMF movie. So Meech hooked my dad up with a woman named Tammy Cowens. At the time, Tammy was Meech's power of attorney. Also, she owned the life rights. So my dad was working with Meech, Tammy, T, basically trying to work on a movie. Finally arrested my dad and we received the discovery. He knew exactly who CS1 was, and he told me and my mom that it was Tammy Cowens. At that time, we really did not want to believe. We wanted to give Meech the benefit of the doubt. It was really, really hard to believe that Meech would set my dad up. It was almost unbelievable. So we were able to like reach out, get a message to Meech and basically let him know that Tammy was an informant.
In a heart-wrenching recording, Tamara explained that she was speaking out for her father, Dion Cuffy Gatling. She wanted to clear the air and let everyone know the truth. She revealed that her dad and Big Meech had been close for over 3 decades, not just as business partners, but as true friends. She'd known Meech her entire life and even saw him as an uncle, which made this betrayal even more painful to accept. She admitted there were still so many unanswered questions, but she was only sharing what she knew to be absolutely true. Then she dropped the bombshell about how it all began. Around 2011, Big Meech reached out to her dad with an exciting proposition about working on a BMF movie. That's when he introduced Cuffy to Tammy Cowens, who at the time had power of attorney over Meech and owned the rights to his life story.
I got a text from some very credible dudes who said they pressed 50 to take down all the Big Meech posts, right? Once again, I got the text, I read it out loud. I was on.
What seemed like an innocent business move turned into their worst nightmare. When Cuffy was later arrested and the family received the court documents, they discovered something that shook them to their core. Tamara shared how her father looked at her and her mother and immediately knew who had betrayed him. It was Tammy Cowens all along. At first, Cuffy's family wouldn't believe it. The idea that Big Meech could betray someone so close just seemed impossible. They desperately tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, praying there was some kind of explanation. Tamara confessed that it was almost impossible to accept at first. The thought that Meech could have set up her father just didn't feel real, but as more evidence piled up, they couldn't keep denying the truth. They managed to get a message to Big Meech, warning him that Tammy Cowens was actually a federal informant. But instead of coming clean or denying it, Meech brushed it off as some kind of misunderstanding. He even had the audacity to suggest they just call Tammy and let her clear things up. At that point, Cuffy wasn't falling for it. He flat out refused to call an informant, knowing exactly what that could mean for him. Meanwhile, in 50 Cent's world, he was completely done with Big Meech's so-called loyalty. First it was Tammy Cowens and now Rick Ross, another person 50 Cent absolutely didn't trust. And just like that, he made a decision that left fans absolutely speechless. BMF wasn't getting another season. To make things even more dramatic, 50 went to Instagram, posting screenshots of text messages from Lil Meech with the most shady caption, "What next season?" In those desperate texts, Lil Meech wasn't backing down. He defended his father, explaining that Big Meech only linked up with Rick Ross for the money, not to betray 50 Cent. He felt like 50 had everything twisted. In the messages, Lil Meech called out 50 for unfollowing him on Instagram and accused him of managing Skilla Baby, someone he had personally introduced to 50. You could feel the hurt in his words when he said he had always been loyal and would literally give 50 the shirt off his back. He couldn't understand why 50 was treating him like an enemy when all he'd ever shown was love. Then he took a shot at Rick Ross, making it crystal clear he wasn't a fan, but admitted that at the end of the day, Ross had helped Big Meech financially. That's all it was, just business, no loyalty switch. But before the dust could even settle, 50 Cent's son Marquis Jackson jumped right into the drama and started trolling Lil Meech.
I woke up today and I had this overwhelming thought in my head. And I think like something is telling me to tell y'all or share this message with y'all. Cause I feel like it's somebody out here, or maybe there's a bunch of people out here that need to hear this. And it was like, you thought you were special.
Marquise absolutely dragged Lil Meech, mocking him for thinking he was special, saying he just had this overwhelming thought he needed to share, basically making fun of the idea that anyone ever told Lil Meech he was different from everyone else. Now, while fans thought this was hilarious, word on the street was that 50 Cent was absolutely furious. Apparently, he warned Marquis to stay out of his business and not get involved in his fights. And honestly, this reaction wouldn't be surprising at all. 50 and Marquis have had such a rocky relationship for years. For those who don't know the backstory, 50 Cent wasn't even the one who raised Marquise. After splitting from Shaniqua Tompkins, Marquise was raised by his mother, and things between father and son have never been the same. After 50 Cent and Shaniqua Tompkins split, they ended up in this incredibly messy custody battle over Marquis that dragged on for years. It wasn't until 2008 that they finally reached a legal agreement. During this time, 50 Cent opened up about the situation in an MTV interview, admitting that his relationship with Marquis had completely changed, all because things with Shaniqua had turned so bitter. At one point, 50 revealed how complicated things had gotten. He couldn't even reach his son directly because court-appointed lawyers were standing between them. He felt like everything with Marquise's mother had completely shifted, especially when the money wasn't flowing like it used to. He claimed she had said things about him that he never expected, and his frustration was crystal clear. Because of this rocky relationship with Marquis' mother, it wasn't long before 50's issues with her started poisoning his bond with his son. Over time, he became convinced that both Shaniqua and Marquis only cared about his money and felt entitled to it. While legally 50 Cent had visitation rights, 1 weekend a month plus split holidays and vacations, it seemed like the father-son bond was already shattered beyond repair. A source later told People magazine that even though 50 Cent financially supported Marquis until he turned 18, they had been estranged for years. Even Marquis spoke about their falling out, sharing that things really started going downhill when he was around 10 or 11 years old, but if things weren't bad enough, 50 Cent took it to a whole new level in 2018 with a comment that absolutely shocked everyone. After seeing a picture of Marquis standing with the son of his longtime rival, Kenneth Supreme McGriff, 50 Cent crossed a line that left everyone speechless. He basically said that if both of them got hit by a bus, he wouldn't feel a thing. The internet exploded. Even for 50 Cent, people felt this was way too far. But according to someone close to the situation, Marquis wasn't exactly innocent in all this. The source revealed that he had a habit of pushing 50's buttons. Whenever 50 had drama with someone online, Marquis would deliberately connect with that person and post about it. Then in October 2022, things hit rock bottom when Marquis publicly offered to pay his dad $6,700, the exact amount 50 used to pay in child support, just for 24 hours of his time. In his emotional post, Marquis made it clear that he didn't want the money, he just wanted to spend time with his dad and finally do all the things they never got to do when he was growing up.
I don't even know if a sit down can actually restore the situation. It's just more so it's an olive branch. Like, if you up for it, I'm up for it. I'm definitely willing to sit down with him and so I can hear his perspective and gain a little bit of understanding. I mean, like, we're both men at the end of the day. We should be able to agree and disagree and it not be a problem. He believes that, from his perspective, he thinks I'm entitled when that's not the case. Like, it's never been about the money for me. It's more so the relationship and for me personally, like, it's more so for the relationship more than the money to me, because if it's about the money, then I'm willing to put it up to make at least make the situation a little bit better if possible. Honestly, I don't know what to expect from the situation. If we do have a sit down, I don't necessarily know what to expect or what it looks like, but if it takes me paying him for his time, I'm more than willing to do that. Maybe we could just gain understanding of each other. Maybe we could understand each other a little bit better.
People saw this as a desperate cry for help. It was obvious that Marquis desperately wanted a real relationship with his father, hoping this public plea would finally get 50's attention. But it didn't work. Marquis later admitted that while he wasn't sure if a sit-down could fix everything, he just wanted to extend an olive branch. In his mind, they were both grown men who should be able to agree to disagree. Marquis believed 50 saw him as entitled, but insisted it was never about the money. It was always about their relationship. He was so serious about making amends that he offered to pay just to spend time with his father, believing that even a little understanding was better than nothing. But when 50 Cent appeared on The Breakfast Club, he made his position crystal clear. He had zero interest in fixing things with Marquis. When Charlemagne brought up the possibility of a sit-down, 50 immediately shut it down. He wasn't convinced Marquis genuinely wanted to talk, believing that if it was real, his son would reach out directly instead of through TMZ. After 50's interview, Marquis took to Instagram to share his side. He revealed he had tried reaching out privately, but 50 had blocked him on everything: phone, DMs, everything. He called out their mutual friends and family for being too scared to even mention the situation, fearing 50's reaction. Now, with all this Big Meech and 50 Cent drama unfolding, Marquis seems to be falling back into his old pattern of trying to get his father's attention by jumping into whatever mess 50's involved in. And 50 Cent? He's absolutely not having it. The big question remains, is 50 Cent being too harsh on his son, or is Marquis crossing lines by getting involved in his father's beefs? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest drama just like this. Latest drama just like this. Latest drama.